regarding regarding what my take was. First of all, I think that was a great game. It was a back and forth game between two, I mean, great team. Actually, those two teams will be performing in this World Cup in this summer. Uh, personally, I was rooting for Senegal, so I like the fact that they show a lot of resiliency. When they how they were playing. But the thing is, a couple of things that came to my mind, right? So you have a big game, right, and the game is about to go to overtime, and then the referee make this big decision to award the penalty. Was it a penalty? Yes, but I think with that at the later stage of the game for a referee to have to go to VAR. First of all, you didn't call the foul. You had to go to VAR to reward uh, Morocco the penalty. I think that was very, very ballsy, right? But also, uh, and we saw the debacle that happened, right? So those guys were very upset. I mean, rightfully so, but it was a foul. At the end of the day, it was a foul. So those guys got very upset. It think, obviously, just like you were saying, Alec, where you kind of alluded that there was a conspiracy for Morocco to win. I mean, for a referee to kind of call a PK at the 95th minute. So I can understand why those guys were upset. But so they all left the field. When I think about it, especially when the guys step up and call and took the PK, I was like, man, that was a way for Senegal to kind of ice them. So for 15 minutes, those guys were off the field, arguing back and forth with the referee. So I know for a fact, as a player, you're not in the routine. So I thought that, so I think that, it's just like when you play football and then when the kicker about to kick it and they call timeout, try to ice the kicker. So I thought that from a psychological standpoint, that was brilliant from Senegal to do that because for 15 minutes you didn't even know as a player, you don't know if the game gonna resume, you don't know what's gonna happen because those guys literally left the field because they didn't want to play anymore. So and then after 15 minutes of going back and forth, Sane as a great leader, he went and has the whole team to come back on the field. So which that for me that was remarkable what he did. He said, you know what, we still got to play the game. We have to play and then call up the team back. And this guy Brahim Diaz, took the PK and tried a panica to score the goal. I was like, dude, this is I mean, you scored a
Yeah.
penalty, you won the game, and it was a poorly taken PK. I was like, dude, you buried that PK. You don't try to. I mean, you get cute in the first half or early in the game, but this is it. You scored a goal, you win the championship, and then you try to get so cute and then literally botch the whole PK. So, so which is that was crazy to me for a player. I mean, to kind of be that arrogant, to try to do that at the end of the game. And, I feel bad for him. So I think that he's probably one of those guys that have to go, you're going to have to go to therapy because I think mentally, I mean, he's broken to a point that they had to pull him out of the game because he was mentally out of it. Uh, but Senegal kept playing. They kept playing, and they scored a beautiful goal to win.
Amazing goal.
And also Morocco goalkeeper Bono was exceptional. I mean, these guys were making saves after save after save. Also, the Senegal goalkeeper was great too. So overall, it was a great tournament. It's unfortunate that the tournament didn't get the recognition that it was supposed to get because I think because it's an African Cup, nobody really, I mean, they didn't talk too much about it, which is unfortunate. But I got to watch multiple games. I thought overall that was a great tournament. We saw some great teams. It's unfortunate that Nigeria went out like that the way they went out against Morocco and PK. But overall, I thought that was a great tournament, and I'm so happy for Sadio Mane to get another championship, another trophy, and hopefully, because he said before the game that that was his last game for the for Senegal. He was gonna retire from the national team. Hopefully that he changed his mind and then decide to play in the World Cup because we want to see all the best player playing at the World Cup. So that were my 2 cents on the game. Great game, but so hopefully we get to see those guys again playing in the World Cup. I kind of joked around a little bit. I was like, Morocco. Hey, I think that's the first time. I mean, it's not the last time you're gonna start crying. Maybe your game against Haiti, you're gonna probably suffer a similar fate when they play Haiti. But
Oh
anyway,
my
that
God.
was me joking. But anyway, to kind of move on a little bit. So it has been a lot of coaching carousel going on in Europe. I mean, which is so early in the season. I mean, we saw Manchester United parting ways with the head coach. Chelsea also parting ways with the head coach, and especially after what I mean, Chelsea is doing really well in the Champions League. I mean, destroyed Barcelona when they played against Barcelona, and also Chelsea also won the extended FIFA World Cup. So, and then you have Xavi Alonso from Real Madrid. They even last. uh, it only lasts only half of the season. So, let me start with you first. What's going on, man? Is it? Do we have an identity crisis going on with those big clubs? What's going on, man?
Yeah, I think they are becoming more and more impatient. I think people are being impatient. I think they're seeking for results right away. I think right now it's more about branding than anything else. I feel like when you look at Real Madrid, a big coach, look at Chelsea. I mean, those are big clubs. I mean, they've it's like they've known success in the last 2 or 3 years. They're successful clubs. Yes, you could have ups and downs. Yes, you could have, a poor month of performance. You may have lack of chemistry in the field, but does that mean that you're a bad organization because of your coach? Have you given the coach enough opportunity to prove itself? So I feel like, there are clubs that have been performing pretty poorly, like the Manchester United. I can understand that. But the Chelseas of the world, the Real Madrid. I mean, all those big clubs, they've been performing. Yes, we may not like what we're seeing today at this moment over the last month or so, but I feel like the fans are impatient. They're screaming, and then the body's reacting. I think that's what's happening.
So, Alex, when you're looking at those three teams that we just mentioned, Manchester United, Chelsea, and Real Madrid, so which one was the most shocking to you?
Me personally, I think that the most shocking one was the Real Madrid because when you think about it, it wasn't really a fair trial. I mean, he got a few months since the start of the season. That's only about 4 months, maybe five, and that's barely enough time for you to even get situated into a club. When you think about it, it's not really fair because especially Real Madrid are performing pretty well too. And
Okay.
I don't see why they sacked him. It didn't really make sense. When I found out, I was shocked because it just didn't make sense to me. Real Madrid, and he just got used to the club too. It was just now. It's just now that he started playing, managing the club, and then they just sacked him. I mean,
Right.
and there was really no one saying anything about it either. No one was questioning him as a coach, as a manager. The board probably. I just don't understand why. That one's a mystery to me. And then when you look at Chelsea though, I don't understand that one. They were doing well. And when you think about it, the past the past managers, haven't been doing what Enzo Maresca has been doing. They haven't been the ones leading them into at least 5th position in the league. I mean, at one point Chelsea were 2nd, right? And it doesn't make sense. They were doing well in the Champions League, and now you're getting a manager who hasn't been managing for a long time. He had lack of experience. Sure, he may have won his first game, but when you think about it, it was against I think it was a 3 or 2 league in Prem division. It wasn't. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, and they barely won the game too. So it just doesn't make sense to me.
You talking about Chelsea game?
Yeah, Chelsea.
Yeah.
And it's when you think about it, Chelsea, this is the best they've been since 2021. Since
Right.
2021 when they won the Champions League, this has been the best that they have been in. The best form. If not, I don't know why they did that. But yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, both of those were. I mean, I think the two people were like firing was the Manchester United coach and Xavi Alonso. But I think the Chelsea thing was more like a mutual agreement. For what I read was uh, he wanted full autonomy on the team, and then he felt like that he couldn't get it. So, for instance, he thought that some other people, like the medical staff, had too much power. So they had the power to say, "Hey, this guy cannot play," and he feel like, "Hey, if this guy can practice, he can play." So, but anyway, you never know. You never gonna know the real reason. But what I would say though, uh, I kind of see with those clubs, it becoming more like the NBA, where
Mm-hmm.
uh, the star players have a lot of power, and I think that's what happened with Xavi Alonso. He didn't get along with Vinny Jr. Obviously, he didn't get along with Jude Bellingham. So and they'd be like, you know what, those are our star players. If the coach don't get along with them, so the coach gotta go because people don't pay money to watch the coach. They pay money to watch the players, and I think that's what I'm seeing is the star power. It's become more evident right now in European soccer than it used to be. Before that, it used to be the team. You know, it's all about the team. It's all about the team. But now, if the star powers don't get along with the coach gonna go. And I think that's what happened with Ancelotti last year because Mbappe wasn't doing well under Ancelotti, and I think this is what happened again this year. So you saw many times, especially in the first Clásico, when Xavi pulled Vini storm out, you know, angry, he even stay on the bench and went straight to the locker room, and he had to talk into coming back on the bench. And Mbappe was the same thing last year against Ancelotti, and I think some of the coaches. I mean, Ancelotti is a bigger coach than Xavi Alonso as far as pedigree, but I think that what we're seeing right now is the players have more power over the team than we used to in the past. So that's just my assessment because you could tell that Vini and Javi Alonso did not get along, and it's the prize money. Vini said that he was not going to resign with Real Madrid. So and Vini is supposed to extend his contract this year, but he said nope, I'm not resigning. So so that's what they do. They were like, you know what, we gotta go with our players. So that's what I'm seeing. And also when you think about it with Javi Alonso, they just play the kind of segue to a next topic with the Clásico, right? So they won. So it just happened that he got fired after they lost the Clásico. So do you think that even though I'm talking about the players and so on. Do you think that his firing also has something to do with the loss and the Clásico? So I'm gonna start with you, Alex.
I think I think it does because when you think about it, Real Madrid went trophyless last season, except for the Super Cup. The UEFA Super Cup was their only trophy, and he missed out on the opportunity of getting the Copa del Rey. I mean the Super Copa. Um, and the Super Copa is just a free trophy. When you think about it, it's a free trophy. It's you just have to play 2 games. It's a free trophy. And he missed out on the opportunity. Also, he beat Barcelona the first time.
Yeah.
So after beating Barca the first time, you mean to tell me that you can't beat them the second time? And you have the players, even though Mbappe wasn't starting, he came in after. There was no one really that was injured. I mean, he had the team, he had the time. He
Yeah,
had the time to prepare for it too because he played against Atletico Madrid and they beat Atletico Madrid.
yeah.
Um so I don't see what the problem, the issue was. Honestly, it wasn't it wasn't the best performance from Real Madrid. Um and Vinny didn't really play well that game. I mean, he played well against Atletico. He didn't play that well against Barca. Even Mbappe, who came in as a sub, did better than Vinny in that game. So I I don't see.
What game you were watching, man? Alex, what game you were watching? Vini was the one that scored a goal, the first
I know,
goal.
but overall though, the goal was very. It was very. It wasn't like a. It wasn't him though. Like you know what I
Oh,
mean? Like it was just. It was just a lucky. Like Barca just let him
no,
score that one. All right,
no.
Barca just let him score that.
So
He could
you
have.
want me,
You know.
you want me to answer your questions before we get to Ale? So when Barca played in the first game, Barca was hurt. Rafinha didn't play. Lewandowski didn't play. Pedri, I don't think Pedri was in that game. So there was a lot of injuries. So this time around, the whole Barcelona team was there. And if you've been watching Barcelona since Rafinha came back, so Rafinha is a true MVP of Barcelona. Since Rafinha came back from injury, the team totally is a different team. Even though they lost today, but they've been playing at a high level with Rafinha since he came back from injury. So just to say that, yeah, they beat him the first game. Yeah, they beat him the first. They beat Barcelona the first game. I mean, Yamal just came back from injury just to play the game against Real Madrid. So he hasn't been playing for a long time. So this time around, they were healthy. They were fully healthy. Balde didn't play the first game, so Balde was in the second game. So they finally play against a healthy Barcelona, which is kind of what happened last year. Because last year when Barcelona beat him all 3 or 4 times, they had a healthy team. So it's not like, yeah, you beat the team the first time, so you should be able to beat them again the second time. So Ale, I know that you watched the game because it was a big game. So do you agree with what Alex is saying with Vini didn't do anything in the game?
No, I don't agree. I think you both are right in the sense that the fact that he lost the Super Copa didn't help his cause, right? I mean, he didn't deliver. But I also think that he did a poor job managing uh, the personalities on his team, to your point. I think now, unfortunately, and I was going to tell you about this, is like, I feel like we're, I don't know if it's a generational thing. Is it because that's where we are today in society, where you
Yeah,
have a lot of young players, they feel entitled and emboldened to decide whether they want to work or play for a certain coach and can walk away. This is what we're seeing today in America, right? When you talk about the transfer portal in football, they can go wherever they want. They want to play for Miami this year, then they're gonna go play for FSU the next year, then transfer to Indiana University. So on any given year now, when it comes to college football, any team could make it. You just have to have the right players
Yeah.
at the right time and spend the right amount of money. Then you have the perfect team. And I feel like right now, to your point, it's a little bit disappointing that you have a coach, managing a good team because you have so many personalities and so many superstars. And to be honest with you, we talked about this before. Those are the issues that I had with Neymar, not being able to be a leader on his team. But now I feel like in Real Madrid, I don't know who the leader is. Who's the leader? If it's Mbappe, maybe he needs to step up his game a little bit because he's not doing a good job. At the end of the day, if there's an issue with the coach, I don't think that should be demonstrated publicly after a game. I think I was a bit disappointed with their behaviors. I think walking out that way and humiliating the coach that way was totally unprofessional. And if there's a problem with money or contracts, those are the things that should be handled at the agent level behind closed doors, with the businesses, right? But not like that openly and then threatening a coach. So I feel like this is a little bit out of my comfort level, and I totally agree with you. I think that's what happened. I think Alonso was unable to manage the personalities. It seems like in Real Madrid, everybody wants to be a star. Everybody has a say so, and it feels like the board is more concerned about, to your point, selling tickets, making the clientele, the base clientele happy, and making sure the players are happy. Because to your point, where they're coming in to watch Mbappe, Vini, Bellingham, and if the coach cannot get the chemistry in place, then he'll be gone. And I think honestly, that's disappointing.
Yeah. So yeah, and I think that the true Real Madrid fan were not happy with the sacking of Xavi Alonso. So as a matter of fact, Real Madrid played at home yesterday, and they were playing against Levante, and both Vini and Bellingham were getting booed yesterday during the
Mm.
game. So that was a sign, from the fans saying that, hey, we're not supporting you. But obviously, the board, the president makes, they makes all the decision. Real Madrid is not like Barcelona, when you have a group of people that says what they want to say, but it's more like, the president said this is this is what's happening. So uh, and I think, to your point, Ale, if the coach could not deal with, if the coach would not deal with the different personalities, so yeah, he has to make sure that the team got a good chemistry. But yesterday during the game, every time Vini touched the ball, and anytime Vini and Billion touched the ball, the crowd they were booing him. As a matter of fact, they booed the team at halftime because the game was 0-0. They booed the team at halftime and start raising the red flag as the team was coming off the field to go to the locker room. So there's some tension. Good news is they came back the second half and scored 2 goals to win the game. But uh, bottom line is, yeah, we don't like prima donnas, and if you guys gotta act like
Hmm.
prima donnas, we're not gonna support you. And the fans showed that yesterday during the game. So anyway, let's our next segue is the Manchester Derby. So obviously we kind of alluded to Manchester United having a new coach. So since the new coach came in, which he's a former Manchester United player, they've been playing well. And yesterday they played Manchester City for the Manchester Derby, and they beat Manchester City 2-0. And it was a great game. So is Carragher is the is the new guy? Is it the guy that finally got the recipe to get Manchester United on track? So since the last couple coaches have been performing miserably, so Alain, What's your take of that victory yesterday with Manchester United beating Manchester City?
I think first and foremost, that's one game. That's their first game. We're not gonna get carried away.
It's
We
not the
want to
first
see
game. Actually, the coach got 3 wins and 1 tie.
through and so forth. Okay. But I still think where are they ranked now? I think they're still like, you know,
No, they're really far behind.
That's
I
what
mean,
I'm thinking, right? Yeah.
yeah.
So I think there's room to go. I think the energy is good. I think change is a good thing. I think we see that today, and I won't talk about the NFL. We've seen a lot of teams doing better this year with new coaches across the league, and I think sometimes players do respond to new leadership and to new philosophy. Maybe this coach has a way to connect with the team. Maybe he, like you said, he's a former Manchester United player. Maybe he brings the culture, understand what the team is about, and can connect with the players at a whole different level. So I think we need to continue to watch him and see how the team's going to end this year. And if they can climb up, throughout the year, then I think we're up to something. But for now, I think these are very promising signs for the club.
So, Alex, do you know the coach is the answer?
Um, I honestly think that he might be. We thought that Emerim was gonna be the one. I don't think he was. He was pretty good. He wasn't a bad manager. Definitely better than Ten Hag. But I think the new manager is the way to go. Already having a pretty good record. He's established a good record for himself so far. I think it might be. We just have to see if they can make it to the Champions League after a long drought. And maybe we'll say because I don't think that Manchester City win defies anything right now. I don't think it matters because I mean you see these flukes sometimes. You see these things happen. I'm not gonna let that win say anything on the behalf of the new manager. I
Yeah.
think just the squad that Man United has built is just a very strong squad. So I think that they're very capable of doing the damage that they did to Man City, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's kind of premature to say that he's the answer.
Yeah.
It's only January, so we still got a couple months to go. But he started. He's on a good. I mean, it started really well, and then it's always a good win to beat your rival. Especially you have a derby, and then Manchester City is playing really well. They're playing really well, and for them to go and beat Manchester City in that fashion, I think that's a pretty good start. But I believe that it's kind of premature. We've seen it before. Ten Hag he had a couple good spelling when the team was playing really well, and the next thing you know, it went down. But so hopefully, obviously, if I wanna take the same. Uh, Connection with American sports, right? It's good when the old dogs are doing well. It's good for the sport when Manchester United is playing well. Just like it's good for American football when the teams like the Bears, the Green Bay Packers, you might not like them, but it's good to see them doing well. It's good when Notre Dame is doing well because they have a huge following. So it's good to see that. So as a fan, you want Manchester United to start playing well because it's good for the game. So, like I said, we'll see. It's still a long season. We have a lot of soccer left, so we'll see what happens. But hey, kudos to him. They deserve the win, and I'm glad. I mean, I'm not glad because I'm not a Manchester United fan, but I'm glad that Manchester United is doing a little bit better because I mean the last year nobody mentioned Manchester United when you were when they were talking about the EPL, which is unfortunate. But anyway, Ale, you see that I'm wearing my Football Unfiltered shirt. So is the so if you want to get the merch, you can drop Ale. If you want to get the merch, just drop Ale a DM so he can tell you exactly where you can buy the shirt. So you can support Football Unfiltered, and so that's our goal, especially with the World Cup coming up. We want everybody to 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 be wearing a Football Unfiltered, and that's a way that to support it and so on. So kind of go back to for the last couple of days what we saw of soccer. So what are the things that you feel like you're kind of happy about the way things are going, especially now this is the World Cup year. So what are the things that you're excited about and you're looking forward to seeing in the next couple months? I'm gonna start with you, Alex.
Yeah. Honestly, I think I'm pretty excited for first of all the Champions League. I'm excited to see what teams make it through to the knockouts. Um, I want to see what teams make it to the finals. Hopefully, we have a new champion. Or not, maybe Real Madrid. Maybe the World Cup. Which is gonna be in a few months. Um, yeah,
Five
I'm
months.
excited to
Imagine
see.
that the World Cup
Yeah.
starts in 5 months.
I
This is
can't wait to
crazy.
see Haiti play. Hopefully, hopefully they make it out at least in third place. And hopefully we make Morocco cry. Um, because I don't think it's gonna be Brazil. Hopefully, hopefully. I mean, that's all we could hope for right now. Could just hope to make it through. I just want to make it at least to the round of 16. Or maybe I'm pushing it. Maybe I'm pushing it a little bit. But I don't know. I'm
You
excited for
talking
that.
about Haiti? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. No, I'm talking
Oh,
about
okay.
Haiti.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
hope we make it to at least the round of 16s.
Yeah,
Maybe.
let's go to the round of 32 first.
Mm.
Because all we had to do is
And
finish, as a third place team or
we
second
gotta
place
at
team.
least get one win. At least one
Yeah,
win. Because I'm pretty sure yeah, it's the 8 out of 12 third place teams. So we have to make sure we're not the bottom four. So yeah, I mean it's gonna be an exciting World Cup. I mean 48 teams. It's gonna be in the US, in Canada, Mexico. I
yeah.
know we're all excited for this one. Um, yeah, there's a lot of great teams. Senegal's gonna be there. We're gonna have Portugal with Ronaldo. I don't know how he's doing this. Maybe he'll have a cane, but we don't know. We don't know yet. Um, what's gonna happen? Maybe Messi's gonna show up out of the blue and win the Ballon d'Or again. We don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be a great tournament, great year, great footballing year. Yeah.
So I know this is the year of the World Cup. So I mean, we got a lot of soccer. We got a lot of soccer to play for the World Cup. So it's like 5 months away. But Ale, let's talk about the next couple months, the next 2 months. What you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward for the qualifiers. I need to know who's gonna make it. There's a lot of teams that are pending. Italy is still not clear, man. I mean, we're
Yeah,
talking about the World Cup. I want to know if Italy is gonna make it.
exactly.
I think we're
You
gonna make it.
you have Jamaica out there still pending. You have a lot of teams out there still haven't made it. So I think we wanna see who's. I think it's always fun to see those last few teams fight for survival. I think that's gonna be really exciting for us to see. I want to watch carefully how Brazil is coming along.
Yeah.
This experiment that's happening right now in South America. I want to see, are they going to be able to get it together? I mean, the coach that we have today, is he making progress? I know we won a couple of games, we lost a couple of games. It hasn't been all great. With Brazil, what's gonna happen with Neymar? Is he gonna make it to the team? Is he not gonna make it to the team? Are we gonna be at peace with the fact that we don't need Neymar to win the World Cup? I think the quicker that we can remove him from the equation, the better it will be for the Brazilian team to have some hope of at least making it to the quarterfinals. That will be a major accomplishment at this point. I don't think they're gonna win the World Cup. But with Brazil, you just never know. So there's a lot of parts and pieces. Haiti has a couple of friendlies happening this month. I want to see who's part of the team. Did we have any additional recruit? I haven't heard anything new, so that's what I want to see. Are we getting new players? Are we recruiting new players playing in Europe? Are we getting this group solidified, more talent? So there's a lot of move that needs to happen over the next couple of months that I want to see. I know the major teams like the France, the Argentinas, the core players, the core team's already set. We know who's going to be there. They're going to show up like every 4 years. I'm just concerned about those teams that we love, the Hades of the world, the Brazils of the world, and those other teams that are qualified. I think that's what I'm going to be looking at for the next couple of months.
Well said. For me, what I'm looking for, like I said, the World Cup is far away, even though 5 months is gonna come quick. But I'm more concerned. I mean, not concerned. I want to see how players gonna stay healthy in the next couple of months. Because there's a lot of soccer to be played. Just like Alex mentioned, you got the Champions League coming up. So we looking at this is the heaviest part of the world. I mean, I said of the schedule because with the Champions League playing, obviously you have you have the leagues, you have the other leagues, just like this, let's say for instance Barcelona and Real Madrid played Sunday, and then they have to turn around and play on Wednesday. A Copa del Rey that Real Madrid lost to a second division team, and Barcelona barely beat a team. So when you think about it, this is the busiest time of the year with all this play, all the soccer being played. So for me, I'm very cautious to see how managers gonna be managing those players, and if we're gonna see any major injury before the actual tournament. So like I said, for me, the World Cup is still far away. It just like it's what happened in between. So that's why I'm looking forward to watching, see how you got guys that started hot. The first part of the season they started hot, and then now they start going down in the second part of the season, and then see that if that's gonna play a role in the preparation for the World Cup. So I don't want to talk about the World Cup yet. I know that you guys are excited about a lot of things, which that's fair. Obviously, this is a different year for us because this is the first time in our lifetime that a World Cup's gonna be playing, and we talking about Haiti participating in the World Cup. So for us, that's extra excitement. But at the same time, all those guys are playing right now, and they're playing in big leagues. We just want them to stay healthy. So for me, that's what I'm looking forward to. It's how those guys gonna stay healthy in the next couple of months, and all the soccer's they've been playing because, like I said, we're going into the busiest part of the season. So anyway, it was a good show today, guys. Thank you for your time. We had a great time. I know that we are right in the middle of football season, so our fan base is very versatile, and so they probably watching American football at the same time. But we want them to make sure that if they miss this show, it's okay. So you can go to a YouTube channel and catch us. Also, we are on Spotify as well too. So look for Football Unfiltered on YouTube and Football Unfiltered on Spotify, so you can catch this episode just in case that you're watching football right now, or whether you're rooting for the Bears or St. Louis, not St. Louis, LA Rams. So you can always catch us at a later time. Until then, I know we got a big game in college football tomorrow. So my home state where I live right now, Indiana. So Indiana University is playing tomorrow against my beloved football college team and University of Miami. So I can't wait to watch the game. I know it's gonna be a good game. So we hope for a good game, and hopefully, it's a good game. Everybody have a great time, and somebody's gonna have to win. Somebody's gonna lose. So hopefully, it's the other team. I don't want to say who I'm gonna root for, but it's the other team. Anyway, Alain, you have a good night, man. Alex, thank you again for your input, especially when for rocking the Haitian jersey today. Uh, so I'll see you guys later.
Good night,
All
Coach.
right. Good night.
Yep. See you.